Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back with another Just Thought Lounge. Today's video, Down Low and Dangerous. The Detroit House Party Massacre. Shout out to the Dirty D. Hey, never mind. Never mind. The Dirty D, see?
All right.
Shout out. I'll finna shout out to someone else. I said, nah, that's a little disrespectful.
Come on, babe.
You know what I'm finna say?
I don't, and I don't want to know.
I was just saying.
I don't want to know.
I was finna say shout out to where my people at.
Oh, okay.
But
Shout out.
But I was finna say dirty. But I was finna say that's disrespectful.
Shout out. Oh, come on. You are crazy.
That's a whole... Bro, just imagine. That's a whole nother side that I don't even know. That's a lot, too, though.
I feel like I got all type of stuff in my eyes.
You got... Do you still got people up there?
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
A handful. Like
me? Yeah. I got a lot that I don't even know.
Well, I know my people.
Because what is about 6 auntie and uncles up there that I never met a day in my life?
That's sad.
And cousins, first cousins, never met.
Sad.
That ain't my problem. But hey, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want to first pour out, you got to do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
like it with a thumbs up.
Man, let's get into this one, man. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
In the spring of 2019, a group of 20-somethings spent their weekends partying at a friend's house in East Detroit. On one of these nights, in the early morning hours, the unthinkable happened. Jokes and dancing turned to terror when a man in a mask burst through the door, armed with a gun, and began firing. The attack left 3 friends dead, and the remaining 2 witnesses wounded. Those that survived did not get a clear view of the shooter. Nonetheless, they could point to one person who they believed could have a twisted motive to murder them all. And they had met him only hours before. Hi there, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. Today's case is about the dangerous decisions made by someone desperate to keep their secrets hidden. It's a disturbing story of young life taken, the result of one crazy night. Let's take a look.
Shout out to Kevin, Just Thought Lounge, new visual.
On Friday, May 25th, 2019, a group of friends in East Detroit were partying at a friend's house. It had been a night filled with noise and drama, drinks, dancing, hookups, and arguments. In the early morning hours, just 5 of the partiers were left in the house. Blair Keys, Paris Cameron, Alante Davis, Armand Matthews, and Timothy Blanchard. They were relaxed and winding down amongst the mess of the construction taking place in the house and the remnants from a night of partying. The mood was laid back, and they were joking about the events of the night when they heard what they assumed must be fireworks going off by the front door. Through the door came a man wearing a mask, gun in hand, firing at the group indiscriminately. The attack lasted only moments. Blair Keys emerged from where he had fled into the bathroom to find his friends, Paris Cameron and Alante Davis, wounded in the living room.
Can you please have somebody come to this? What's the address, ma'am? What's the street name? Nothing, sorry. What's going on at the location, ma'am? No. I have a gay mail. I apologize. That's okay. Somebody just came in inside of the house. And 2 of my friends are fatally wounded. It is damn desire. Okay, baby. Sir, I was supposed to see you in
From the basement, Armand Matthews, himself shot in the chest, did what he could to help another seriously wounded friend, Timothy Blanchard. From the other level of the house, he too placed a call to 911.
Detroit 911 is for the emergency.
911, please, get emergency. Somebody just came in and shot my friends.
Okay.
An ambulance, please, an emergency ambulance. I was on, I was broke. Oh my God.
Oh, he said he was outside walking the dog?
Yeah, shot my friends.
Okay.
An ambulance, please, an emergency ambulance. I was on, I was broke. Oh my God.
You talking about being blessed? Outside walking the... Is that possibly how he even came in?
Because the door was already locked.
Because he had... was he scoping? He saw you go out walking the dog. Opportunity because the door unlocked.
Possibly.
Damn.
Possibly.
That's scary, bro.
Facts.
Blair later recalled hearing over 20 shots while hiding in the bathroom. For those in his sight, the gunman had been unforgiving. Alante had been shot twice. Both Timothy and Paris had been struck 4 times. When emergency responders arrived on scene, they found Alante in the dining room, already deceased. Similarly, despite Armand's best efforts, it was too late to save Timothy. Paris was rushed to the hospital for treatment. As an organ donor, she was kept alive for a time, though ultimately, she too passed away from her injuries. 20-year-old Paris Cameron came out as gay when he was just 13 years old. 1 year before the shooting, Paris began to identify as a transgender woman. Her good friends at the party that night were likewise out and proud. 20-year-old Timothy Blanchard, or Miami as his friends knew him, is remembered as a fun-loving and kind young man. He was close with his family, particularly his older brother, Devil. 21-year-old Alante Davis was known as just Tay to his friends. His sister recalled he was silly, he was full of life, he was helpful. Armand Matthews recovered from the gunshot that he had sustained to his chest. It had been a serious wound that had nonetheless first escaped his notice while he desperately tried to render aid to Timothy. Blair Keys was also fortunate to escape the house that night alive. There were 2 additional partygoers that had spent most of the night at the house, though they left before the shooter arrived. The homeowner, 29-year-old Lance Atterbury, and Brendan Suttle, who had only recently met and began dating Armand. When the shooting took place, these 2 were across the city at Brendan's home, where they spoke with his mother and packed a bag with some belongings. From there, they drove back to the house on Devonshire Road. When they arrived at the house, they were met with caution tape, ambulances, police cruisers, and horrific news. Neither Blair nor Armand was able to formally identify the shooter at the scene. A ski mask had covered all but his eyes. Blair reported his complexion was light and his eyes were brown. The man in the mask had been visible for only a moment before he began firing. Yet, the surviving partygoers had their suspicions. Earlier in the night, the group had made a quick trip to the BP gas station on the corner of Devonshire and Mac. While they were there, Paris made a new friend. At 2:40 a.m., Paris and Alante entered the shop. Paris was dressed in all black with a Nike cap. Alante wore a camo-style top and a hat as well. Lining up for the cashier behind and to the left was a young man who caught Paris's eye. He had entered the store only a minute before, grabbed a juice from the cooler, and stood in line. After a moment or 2 of contemplation, Paris clearly made up her mind, and she broke free from Alante to speak with the young man at the doorway. Their interaction was off camera. Moments later, the larger group entered. Blair led the way around the corner to the coolers, followed by Alante. Timothy wore a pink tank top and was followed by Paris. What is curious is that the mystery man in the camouflage jacket and shorts first paid for his drink and headed towards the door. There, he paused to briefly chat with Paris. Then he began to leave the station. Cameras outside showed that as he left, Paris called out to him. There was no audio, but it seems that this prompted him to return to the store. The group was captured inside the shop again.
There you go again.
It was unclear exactly what was said. Blair recalled only that Paris was being overtly flirtatious. As the group exited, they got into Blair's car, which had been parked around the side of the shop, just out of view of the external camera. Pulling out towards the road, Paris leaned out the window and called after the young man once more. She gave him the address of Lance's house on Devonshire Road. They were having a party. He should come by, she said. The young man that Paris invited to the house party was 18-year-old Devin Robinson. He had attended one of the same grade schools as Armand years before, and he lived locally. Only 2 blocks over, in fact, on Buckingham. 20 to 30 minutes after their encounter at the gas station, Devin arrived at the house. He had accepted Paris's invitation to the party.
Oh, so he pulled up. Cause what time was the murders?
The murders, I'm not sure. I don't have it, but I just know what time they was at the store, which was around 2:40 a.m.
Hold on.
Yeah. 20 to 30 minutes after their encounter at the gas station, Devin arrived at the house.
Okay, so
20, 30 minutes later, so that'd be what, around 3 a.m.?
yeah, around 3:15, 3:10. I just say.
Because you said 20
Yeah.
to 30, so
Yeah.
around 3 to
3-ish.
3:10. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 to a quarter after 3.
He had accepted Paris's invitation
That's
to
late.
the party. Heavy levels of intoxication go some way to explaining what happened next.
That's lately.
When Devin first arrived, he said little, but in a very short span of time, he found himself upstairs, in the master bedroom, with Paris, and then with others. The intimate activities taking place in that bedroom were not a secret in the house. On the contrary, as events transpired, there were jokes made openly and loudly. They called Devin a trade, a man who presented as straight, but nonetheless liked other men. That Devin was on the down low might have sparked more concern. But in the haze of a house party at 3 a.m., that danger just didn't register. The survivors of the house party detailed to investigators what had transpired with Devin in the house and the partners he had been intimate with over that short period of time. The investigation then sought to piece together the 18-year-old's movements after first encountering the group at the gas station through to the time of the shooting. They did so by linking camera footage from across the neighborhood. After receiving his invite to the house party, they tracked Devin walking back towards his house on Buckingham. What they found was that on his way, he routinely paused, backtracked as though he wanted to return to the group.
Were they saying that to him, about that to him, or just probably after the fact? I wonder. Was he there when y'all was making those comments?
I thought so. I thought that's what he was insinuating. It was just, kind of like a joke amongst the house that this was. But he was still there.
But saying it like...
but that's what I took.
Okay, would be his motive.
Yeah.
Part of his motive.
Then he would turn around and carry on. Eventually, he made his way over to Devonshire. He was at the house on Devonshire for approximately an hour, most of that time spent in the master bedroom. The same external BP station cameras caught his trip home after his activities at the house party.
4 o'clock.
He stopped at the shop once more. But this time, cameras captured him pacing in front of the door, spitting onto the ground, leaning over, and gagging. Devin then entered the store and purchased another drink. By 4:00...
What the fuck he... bro.
Devin then entered the store and purchased another drink. By 4:02 a.m., he had returned home. The shooting took place less than an hour later.
He had been contemplating.
After determining Devin Robinson's address, officers arrived at his home on Buckingham to find that he and his mother Mallory had inexplicably moved out of the house the day after the murders. A roommate who remained there.
Him and his mom? No.
That's...
Him and his mom? Him? You know what I'm saying? She probably ain't, I don't know. But that's kind of sus for you and your mom. You?
Yeah.
Moved out of the house the day after the murders. A roommate who remained there said only that they left in a hurry. Police released images of Devin to the media and asked for the public's help in locating him. It took over a week, but an anonymous tip was received that led Detroit PD to a house on the other side of the city. They arrested Devin Robinson with the intent to charge him for 3 counts of intentional homicide. When the 18-year-old sat down with detectives, they began by laying all of their cards on the table. They knew he was the shooter, they said. They knew what had transpired earlier in the night that had caused him to snap.
I don't want you to say anything right now, but we know that you're responsible for shooting. They had to secure enough to arrest you for the homicide. Now, we know some other things that happened prior to that. We know some things that they did to you that was not cool prior to that. We know that you were intoxicated prior to that. And when it took you back to the house, some other things happened. Okay? We know exactly what you did, but we want to know why you did what you did. What was your emotional state during that time? We goes on and did what you did. But we both men too, and we understand we might have did the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Detectives told Devin that if he opened up, they could be his advocate to the prosecutor's office. They lied further when they told him that his DNA was found all over the scene. At that time, Devin conceded that he had spent...
Did he say they lied further? Isn't that like coercing though? By them lying saying, hey, we got this evidence on you that
because a lot of times they do that. They be like, hey, we found this, but or hey, your buddy next door told me this, but they didn't tell them nothing to get them this. Like, they lie all the time.
Yeah.
So, no. I guess not.
All over the scene. At that time, Devin conceded that he had spent time with Paris in the master bedroom, but he refused to admit being with any of the other men. However, the only DNA of his that investigators had managed to retrieve was on Timothy, not Paris. Devin admitted to detectives that he was a closeted gay man. He was on the down low. He did not admit to murder.
That's the thing. Don't nobody know that. Don't nobody know what? Don't nobody know the down low shit. For you? Yeah. Okay. Don't nobody know, not even my mom. Okay. Not my pops. Nobody. So, okay. So don't nobody know it's down low. So, with that being said, that's the point of what we're talking about. Now, were you threatening to be exposed? I ain't mad about. It's the thing that everybody's finding out. You don't want people to find out? No, I'm talking about my family, like my mom and my daddy. You don't want to find out? They're all these people. That you don't want to find out? Why not? Because I never told them myself. But I wanted to tell them before. You want to tell them what? That you're down low? Yeah, but can't. You want to tell them before this stuff happened? Yeah. Before my son told me. I knew. I looked at him. You know what I'm saying? We know our kids. You don't think you have tendencies that they don't know? Or they see people you hanging around, you don't think they know?
Devin was confronted with the video evidence and pressured further. The same doorbell camera that had captured him returning home at a few minutes after 4 a.m. also captured a dark figure leaving his house just under an hour later at 4:53. A camera across from the house on Devonshire Road captured the front steps of the property. Unfortunately, this camera was motion activated and sensitive to light. It did not capture the shooter entering. It did, however, capture the shooter in dark and blurry footage running from the house following the attack. That was approximately 4 minutes after someone had left Devin Robinson's home 2 blocks over. Then, someone was captured returning to the house on Buckingham at 5:01 a.m., only a few minutes after the shooting. The distance between the houses was only a quarter of a mile. It could be walked in 4 to 5 minutes. Someone running was likely to cover the distance in only 3. This meant that the footage of both houses aligned with the same dark figure making the trip, committing the murders, and returning nearly down to the second.
And when you go home, what do? Take a shower and go to sleep. Take a shower and go to sleep. When you at home that whole time, right? Yes. Till what time? When you feel like 11 o'clock. A.M. Next one. Because we have videos of you going in the house and coming right back out shortly afterwards and going back to that house. Okay, we have videos of that. Because you just told me you left out at 11 o'clock. That's not true. Why? We have actual videos. So either you forgot or you lying to me. Which one is it? I didn't forget. I think I'm sorry. I'll tell you. Well, you did. Because we had your video coming out. Going back to the house. So, I did.
Cameras everywhere. We had cameras everywhere.
Right.
It's traps. Traction.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. We can piece all that together.
Right.
No bullshit.
I'm listening to you.
I need you to hear me. If you're listening, no, right. So I'm just saying. I'm just memory loss or whatever the case may be. I'm telling you what we have. We tracked on video. Not just track you from a dog. Of course, we can do that. We did that as well. Boom, boom, boom. In the house. Running. That's a fact.
But I will say, like, I don't like that footage is not. I wouldn't deem strong enough evidence to, because you don't have a visual. You have an image of someone, but you can't necessarily pinpoint who that is. You got assumption, but without a reasonable doubt, can you prove that? So you really need him to confess and put himself there. Even the DNA on the scene, he admitted that, hey, I was there and some things happened.
Yeah.
That will prove the reason why my DNA is on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So without a reasonable doubt, I don't think they have strong enough evidence to convict him without a reasonable doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he confessed. So far what we've seen.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's normally how it is. I mean, because you can't tell.
No, I'm saying based off of...
Yeah, because you can't tell who's on the
camera.
The video on the camera. Also, so do y'all know that y'all have these videos in your neighborhood?
True.
Because I just be like, y'all be doing and committing crimes, and I'm like, technology is like very... Even then, this was in
2019.
Yeah, 2019. So it's even more now. So I just be wondering, do y'all be knowing like that y'all are?
Because some stuff be seeming like a dummy mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like before the overuses of the term crash out.
Mm-hmm.
This is like what we consider a crash out mission. Like you do stuff out of anger, out of mad, out of momentarily, and you do something that gonna mess you up.
Yeah.
And you a dummy at the end of the day. And hold on real quick. But that's your fault though.
Yeah.
Or am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping. But going back to what you were saying, like as far as like the reasonable doubt,
Mm-hmm.
I guess they would need him to confess or need some other evidence or something else to come up, because you can't tell who on. I guess you can just tell that this is the house that he was at and someone is coming out of this house.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't, I guess, tell who's coming out of the house
And then they
who's
said they
running.
don't. Then they said they don't see the figure going into.
Well, they didn't see the figure on the other because the light. It was like it didn't show because some with the light, like some I can't remember, but yeah.
Because, or was it because of the? Because it possibly be because of the trees was in the viewership. Tree lines.
I don't know. I just remember him saying something about the light, but I'm not sure.
Or did he sneak up? Because you know what I'm saying, like more sneak up, pace up.
Yeah.
Because how you? Well, he was just there, so he probably knew that they had the door unlocked and people coming freely.
Possibly, yeah.
But bro, just go ahead.
And then now since you've been in, you know, like the layout.
True.
So it's
and
just
you know
easy,
where they hanging
and you know
out.
where they at. So it's easy for you to go in, do what you plan to do, and run away from the scene.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Devin Robinson pleaded not guilty and awaited his day in court. His family stood by him. Throughout multiple phone calls recorded from the county jail, Devin analyzed the case against him. He speculated that the state did not have the amount of evidence that they claimed. Notably, on these calls, he never pleaded his innocence. He did not restate his alibi that he was at home with his mother when the shooting occurred. He never speculated as to who the figure could have been leaving his house right before the murders and returning immediately after. His mother, Mallory, who was in a romantic relationship with another woman, nonetheless expressed frustration over media reports that her.
So if your mama, so what?
Or maybe.
So what were you so afraid of? Obviously your mama cool with the lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So why?
Maybe it was like, you know, that's my mom. I just don't want them looking
Nah,
at
you
me
just-
and
you
they're like, oh, I
probably
want my dad or whatever. Because he said,
ripping?
my bad.
No, but you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
With another woman, nonetheless expressed frustration over media reports that her son was secretly gay.
Yeah, everybody making me mad, trying to say, but you know everybody out here trying to act like you gay, right? That shit pissing me off.
And don't let me be out. It's gonna piss me all the way off.
Man, they trying to make it seem like.
So who's she on the phone with?
Devin.
Oh,
She's talking to Devin.
Oh, I forgot his name is Devin.
His name is Devin.
He said, "Don't let me."
Yeah, because he still ain't told his mom that yes, I am. I just don't want y'all to know. Just be real.
And if he's part of his mom is part of that lifestyle, so she.
But I guess
should
she
be
don't.
able to,
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I know.
and then she getting mad, but you part of the lifestyle, right? So why are you getting upset about it? I'll be confused, bro. But that ain't my business.
That shit pissing me off.
And don't let me be out. It's gonna piss me all the way off.
Man, they trying to make it seem like it's a hate crime. Girl walked up to me saying she been knowing you forever.
You said girl walked up to you and said she knew me forever.
Yeah.
And she know how I am. People who know me know how I am.
She was like, I would have never thought Lil Devin would have did something like that. If we had the death penalty, they would be trying to give you the death penalty, but they can't. The only thing they can do is give you a natural life in Michigan.
Damn.
So they basically trying to say because you did it because you hate gay people and all that shit. But see, that shit ain't gonna fly. You got sisters and mama that's lesbian. You feel me? You know that's not true.
Exactly.
There was also discussion of Devin's case in comparison to his brother's, who pled out on his charges due to a co-defendant that was threatening to testify against him.
If it ain't no evidence to charge me by my court date, they gotta let me go.
Not necessarily, Devin. You just can't do what that guy did. Because they have nothing against him. And he pled to that shit, but you ain't got to worry about no Kobe Civic. You feel me? That's what he was worried about, his Kobe Civic.
Right. Then I told the police I was gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's him.
That's him saying it, but
that's
not
him coming,
being real.
Yeah, that's him technically coming out to his mom without
Like,
coming
so
to his mom.
if you see or hear someone, the detective told you that I said this, yeah, I did tell him that, just to make it seem like I just told him that to get him off my back.
Yeah, that's
or
what
so that they wouldn't try to like say that it is a hate crime or whatever the case may be. Instead of just being real.
Yeah.
Be real. Live in your truth, bro. Like,
yeah, because that is what he's trying to do. Like, because now it's like, oh, he wouldn't have a motive.
Yeah.
Because he already, so that dismisses his motive. But you also told them you didn't want your parents to find out, so that will also give you motive.
Right. That because you said you don't want people to find out.
But that's him. But if your mom is okay with everybody else, so why would she be okay with you?
I don't know.
Is it double standards?
I don't know, man. Everybody different. I don't know.
That would seem like it's double standards, though. But who am I?
So that should be out the window. That hate crime shit.
Well, my thing is, if you ever felt like that way or something, don't be never afraid to come to me with that shit. Don't keep that kind of shit from me.
I'm not.
The trial took place in March 2020.
It's packed full of emotion, right? Okay, we got TV cameras,
2020.
we've got 3 victims, we've got
Right before.
sex involved. This thing is, I'm sure, not part of your everyday life. All right? So right now, it's time to put both feet on the ground, take a deep breath. We're here, we're real, we're relaxed. We're going to make them prove it.
It's something what's known as a trade. A trade is someone who holds themselves out as heterosexual, but has interest in people of the same sex, but they're on the down low. So they're referring to him as a trade, and then they're laughing, giggling, saying, oh, he is gay, he is gay. Eventually, the defendant leaves, and Paris is seeing him off out the front door. Paris is happy, but it's like he's watching their interaction. And the defendant is standing there just completely blank. And Blair is watching this happen. He never thought it was a good idea to bring a stranger home from the gas station in the first place, and even complained about it to the homeowner when it's out of the
Blair Keys told the jury about the house party, in particular how Devin was behaving. Quiet, emotionless, and cold. Blair had concerns that night about inviting him back to the house in the first place.
That because I really, like, at that time, like, I was the type of person that's like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. If y'all want to bring a random boy from a gas station, that's on y'all. But I did tell him, like, you know, I didn't like the fact that they did that because it's a random boy from a gas station, you know.
Why does this concern you?
It concerned me because it's a random guy from a gas station. Yeah, he was just chilling. Mm-hmm.
Does he say anything to these individuals? That are
no, the whole time he's not saying anything. He's just sitting there chilling the whole entire time. Not an emotion in his face.
What is the interaction between Paris and the defendant before he leaves?
They just exchange numbers.
How does the
And
defendant...
then after that hug, and Devon walks the way that he came.
How does the defendant look while Paris is talking to him?
He has just a very bland look. He said, oh yeah, I'll see you again. That's what he said when he left.
Oh, shit. Did he? But also, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, because they said that Devin went up with Paris. Went up to the room with Paris.
On the master bedroom. Yeah.
And then
others
came in later, but only DNA was found on
Timothy.
Mm-hmm. So, did Paris lure... I wonder, did Paris go up into the room with Devin?
They probably all did something, but the only DNA that they was able to extract from
because I was saying, like, was it a swap out? Because, you know, some people do a swap out. They bring you up there. It's dark. Somebody else come in the room. It's all dark. While you think you were one person, you actually with somebody else. And you know what I'm saying? I wondered, did a swap out happen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Blair then recounted the moment that the gunman burst in through the front door and began firing.
Me Paris, Alante, Timothy, and Armand.
Who was the one walking the dog?
The homeowner, Lance.
He had been out with Brendan.
No, that wasn't the one walking the dog. Let me see. Did I write shot into his recovery? I don't think I wrote who was walking the dog.
I thought it was Blair.
Maybe it was Blair that was walking the... Yeah, it was Blair. That's why... I think it was Blair that was out walking.
But he's supposed to have got shot too, though.
I put that Armand got shot in the chest.
Uh-huh.
He recovered.
Uh-huh.
And then the others are Paris, Alante, and Timothy are
They're
deceased. And then
Alante knew Devin from going to school with him when they were younger. Mm-hmm. And then Lance and Brendan had been at Brendan's mom's house
picking up some clothes. He was going to spend the night. But yeah, maybe it was Blair that was walking that out.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Me, Paris, Alante, Timothy, and Armand.
All right, and while you're sitting around laughing about this situation, what happened?
We hear footsteps. We think it's Lance. We hear, like, mind you, it's like kind of close to July, so we hear like little firecracker noises. It wasn't a big gun, but it was like pow, pow, pow. So we thinking it's Lance playing a joke. But then we see a guy with a ski mask come in. All I hear is Paris scream and gunshot.
What do you do?
I just sat there and waited for him to walk out the house. I was scared.
The defense's case relied on the inability of the two eyewitnesses, Blair and Armand, to formally identify Devin as the shooter. Though in the time that had passed since the murders, Blair had amended his statements. At trial, he told the jury that he did in fact get a clear enough look at the shooter to make an identification. He testified that Devin Robinson was the killer.
Are you able to identify the person who was the shooter that night?
Yes.
Why?
Only by skin complexion and eyes.
And what did that look like to you?
It looked like the same boy that came with the body.
The person sitting in the courtroom today, the defendant, Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
You didn't see the face of the shooter, did you?
No, but I got a good...
I'm asking, did you see the face of the shooter, yes or no?
No.
You really didn't look at who was shooting, correct?
I glanced. Yes. A 2-second shot and glance. Then I ran.
Armand...
That's the reason why I keep asking, like, who was the one call said... But and I was like, because we had paused and said, you lucky because you was walking a dog.
I think it was him. I
no,
know that. Okay.
It was whoever called 911 in the very beginning, and it was Blair who called. Yes, Blair.
Can you please have somebody come to this house?
And she kept saying, ma'am. He said, I'm a gay man. And he said he had been out walking a dog.
But then he would. Okay,
and
I don't know. That's why I'm confused now, because now he's putting himself.
Now he's putting himself in the house on the scene, but on a 911 call, you wasn't in the home.
Did only one? Oh, never mind.
And that's the reason. And I was like, was he shot? Because it really sounded like he wasn't shot, but we do know Armand was shot in the chest. And now I'm thinking, did Armand tell you it was actually Devin? And so y'all got y'all stories together. You get what I'm saying? They do communicate because they were friends.
Yeah.
And they probably are still friends.
Yeah.
So Armand could be like, that was Devin.
Yeah.
And they kind of convinced themselves, because who else would have, because if it's not Lance or Brenda, because Lance also wasn't there on the scene because they thought.
Yeah.
So... And Lance and Brady had came home and arrived home and found the cops outside.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. My bad.
No, I'm not.
I'm just a little confused now because I'm like, oh, I thought. Yeah, okay.
So you wasn't on the scene to even identify the shooter, but Armand can, if he got a good look.
Yeah.
Second shot and glance. Then I ran.
Armand Matthews recounted how he grabbed Timothy and ran down the stairs to the basement when the attacker began firing. He did not see the shooter as the two attempted to flee to safety down the stairs.
I was in the dining room area. I really could not see the front door. Blair seen everything. When I seen the gunshots, I immediately, first we were all, we were like, what are they? Are they fireworks? But, I grabbed Timothy and I rushed down to the basement and I had him with me. When we were running down the basement, he was saying something to me and immediately stopped talking. He grabbed my hand and put my hand where the bullet shot was on his chest.
Indicating for the record your hand is on your chest.
Yes. And I held pressure. I ran back upstairs because I heard people there screaming. I ran back upstairs to make sure everything was all right. I see Teddy and Pierce curled up in the corner. I called 911. I stayed on the phone with 911. I ran back downstairs. I had pressure on my hand because he was still breathing. He was Timothy. He was looking at me and I had pressure on him. And I stayed on the phone until the cops got there. When the cops got there, she put her gun to my face, made me take pressure off of Timothy. And I believe that is when he really lost his life.
Your prior testimony, you've indicated that you didn't see the individual shooting you.
I did not.
Devin Robinson's defense was weak. The cameras tracked the movements of the shooter, which had aligned with someone coming and going from his house. There was never an alternative theory presented to account for these movements, either an explanation of where Devin had been during that window of time, if not the murder scene, or even a suggestion that the figure in the camera was simply someone else. Devin did not take the stand.
Anyone to know about his sexuality. He went home that night and he knew that they were all going to be talking. It was all going to be all over the neighborhood. You heard even Armand tell you he moved out of that neighborhood because he didn't feel like he could be a gay male in that neighborhood. I know you're gonna hear about how the mom has a girlfriend and how the sister has a girlfriend too. The reality is, for this family, it is different from them. And you hear that from the defendant's mouth. It's the thing. Everybody was gonna know. Everybody was gonna find out. My mom was gonna find out. My dad was gonna disown me. And so he makes an even stupider decision to get dressed in black clothing, head down towards Brunswick, over to Devonshire, kill all these people, come running back out towards Buckingham, back in the house. Again, you would have to believe, after all of this, that some random person went for an 8-minute walk at the exact time of the shooting. That's not what happened. This is the defendant. The defendant did this.
He didn't threaten anybody. He didn't swear at anybody. He didn't say, oh, I'm ashamed of what I did. He was a willing participant.
He going to jail. I always say, look at who your lawyer is. You can tell you how much time you going to jail for. Do I believe the case against him was very strong? No. But also, like me and my mom be talking sometimes about it. It's about who you have representing yourself. Mm-hmm. Because even the case that just happened back home, I was like, he was the boy that was found guilty back home. Yeah. For killing an old girl. I said, I don't know why he even took that to trial, bro. Yeah. Like your lawyer, you should have. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's really about your lawyer.
Yeah, true.
But a lot of people can't afford a lawyer, so you get a quarter-point lawyer. They're not doing their best work because they're not being paid. It's damn near pro bono. Yeah. They're getting paid something, but it's by the state, and it's not as much as they normally would charge. So they ask as lawyers. You can tell you how much time you're going to get by the suit your lawyer wore. He got lint all over that suit.
You in these suits, child.
But that's his fault, though. If you didn't want nobody to know, why you even go to a house full of them? That in itself didn't make sense. There's a lot of things you did that honestly did not make sense. You put your own self in that situation to be outed if that's what you like.
You conversing with someone. You took someone up on their invitation. You decided to go there. Then
own it, bro.
I just don't understand. I really don't be understanding.
Because you took lives that didn't need to be taken, bro. Like,
nope, not at all.
You had a whole friend group right there that would have accepted you, but instead of that, everybody around you was The way mama talking about everybody around you already gay, so what's the problem? It makes no sense, man.
He has got absolute no reason in the world to go and shoot 3 individuals.
The jury returned with their verdicts across all counts.
Devin Robinson, as to count 1, homicide, murder, first degree, premeditated, Alante Davis.
We find the defendant guilty.
How do you find the defendant as to count 2, homicide, first degree, premeditated, Timothy Blanchard?
Guilty.
And as to count 3, homicide, first degree, premeditated, Paris Cameron?
Guilty.
He would have got the death penalty if he wasn't in Michigan. Because I will say, if he was here in Tennessee, he most definitely would have got it.
Cameron?
Guilty.
As to count 4?
Devin Robinson was sentenced to 3 life terms without the possibility of parole for first-degree murder, 10 to 20 years for 2 counts of assault with intent to murder, and 2 years consecutively for felonies with a firearm. 10 counts in total. Devin appealed his conviction on the grounds that there had been insufficient evidence to identify him as the shooter. That appeal was not successful. In April 2025, the Michigan Supreme Court ruled that mandatory life sentences for individuals under the age of 21 are a harsh and disproportionate punishment. Young convicts such as Devin were able to retroactively seek resentencing. At the time of publication, Devin's record shows that he is serving his time at the Chippewa Correctional Facility in Michigan. His earliest release date is listed as June 2nd, 2056.
So he got outdated.
Family and friends of Paris Cameron, Alante Davis, and Timothy Blanchard continue to honor and celebrate their memory. The friends are remembered for their silly and fun-loving personalities, young lives cut short over late-night transgressions, and the toxic shame of a violent stranger. And that was the tragic case of Paris Cameron, Timothy Blanchard, Alante Davis, and the House Party Massacre.
That in itself, this is a crazy story, though.
Very crazy, very sad.
Traumatic.
Very...
senseless.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Just why?
Very senseless, to say the least.
Man. But yes, rest in peace to Paris, Alante, and Timothy. Because that is just... what? I'm so confused.
I am too.
Like, why? Okay.
Hey, man. Y'all spam us up in the comments. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is We Are. We Are.
No time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me.